Hi, Dana Phillips, family nurse practitioner with All Things Nurse. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel for videos about real life nurse advice. And my video today is about test taking anxiety. And I'm going to give you some tips to keep in mind for your preparation for your exams, and also some things about what to expect the day of your exams. And this applies for NCLEX, AANP, and ANCC. So, having anxiety is completely normal, but you can do things to prepare yourself. And just know that action cures fear. So if you're just completely overcome by the thought of preparing for your examinations, that's normal too, but you need to take some action in order to get over that. I know personally for me, I overthink and I overanalyze and I ruminate, and then what that ends up doing is causing me to be completely paralyzed. And, you know how we can't really do much when we're feeling completely paralyzed emotionally. So what you need to do is set the date of your exam, okay? By setting the date, now you have something to work towards. That's your goal. And from that point on, you can make your plan. And that is the next part. Make a plan and set goals. So as part of your plan, you want to ask yourself, okay, so what materials do I want to use? Do I want an in-person course? Do I want an online course? Do I want to just not take a course and just use a book and do my own thing? For NCLEX, there's Kaplan, Saunders, Hearst, Mometrics. For AANP and ANCC, there's Fitzgerald, Sarah Michelle, Maria Leak, and Latrina Walden. So there's many, many different resources out there, but I highly recommend you pick one and stick with that one. Take it from me, from personal experience. I mean, that may not work for everybody, disclaimer. However, for me, if I use too many different study guides or study resources, it just kind of confuses me. I'm the kind of person that needs like acronyms and mnemonics. So if I'm like learning all different things from different resources, I just get confused. So it's best to just keep it simple. That's one of my favorite sayings and mottos in life, is keep it simple. Okay, so once you figure out what you're going to do for your study materials and what kind of studying approach you're going to take, you want to make a study schedule. So you want to carve out time in your day, every day, leading up to your exam. Carve in some days off as well. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to carve out a couple of hours each day. If that doesn't work for your life or your work schedule, then see if you can carve out larger chunks in like a couple of days a week. Whatever works for you, you got to figure that out yourself. I know everyone's very different. And you want to put that study time in your calendar, like set it like an appointment, because you want to be able to show up for yourself and get it done. That action cures fear, okay? So set the date, put it in your calendar, make a space in your home, okay? That's the next step. Make a space in your home where you can study. And what I mean by that is literally feng shui that. You know what. So you want to clear out the clutter. You want to make sure the place that you're going to be studying is as free of distraction as possible. See if it's in a place where you can like close doors so that you can keep your family and pets out of the area while you're studying. Eliminating distractions will be completely very important when you're trying to prepare for your boards. However, maybe you can go to like a local library or a Starbucks or whatever works out for you if you're able to do that. So I highly recommend feng shuiing the SHIT out of your study area, okay? For me, if my study area is bogged down with like books and papers, and I'm looking at my study area right now, and that's exactly what it looks like. It's absolutely disgusting. If it's completely cluttered, I'm not gonna get anything done. And if I'm like using different areas of my house to study, like, oh yeah, I'll just take my like study materials over into the living room and do it on the couch. Like that just, it doesn't work for me. I get distracted by other things. My papers are falling all over the place. My dog is jumping all over my papers. So that's why I highly suggest just designating a nice feng shui study area in your home. Okay, moving on. You want to prepare for your exam like a job, okay? Because if you do, you're gonna pass. And if you pass, you're gonna be so glad you did what you had to do. You wanna go into that exam feeling over-prepared, okay? You do not wanna go into that exam saying, I'm just gonna wing it. Oh yeah, like, I'm feeling okay about it. Like, you don't want to feel that way. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about what to expect when you actually physically go to take the exams. A lot of the sites are called prometric testing sites, at least from my experience with taking my exams. So with the prometric sites, once you register for your exam on the website, they will give you the different locations. I don't know exactly how it works. I think like the locations offer certain exams on certain days. So you can't like always go to like the same location. Personally for me, when I took AANP the first time and then the second time, it was in 2 different locations. And then when I took ANCC, it was in like a 3rd completely different location. So you can't always pick and choose where you're gonna go to take your exam. You have to kind of take what is available on the website when you register to take the exam. So you'll go to the prometric test site and you need to bring your driver's ID. Driver's license, photo ID. And so you'll walk in and you'll be greeted by the person at the front desk. They're very friendly, the employees that work there, and they'll ask you for your name and your ID, and they'll confirm what test you're taking, and then they'll have you sign in, like physically sign in their book, and then they'll give you a locker key. In the locker, you'll put your bags. You have to turn your phone off or put it on silent. You have to take your smart watches off, or any watch, put it in your locker. You have to remove all jewelry except for wedding rings. They didn't make me take my nose ring out or anything like that. That would be weird. There's a camera in here. But no, yeah, so just don't wear any crazy earrings or necklaces because they'll make you take it off. So you put your stuff in your locker, and then you take your locker key and your photo ID with you into like the next room where there'll be another person. And first you'll sit at the desk and they'll check your arms. They'll have you pull up your sleeves, check your arms. They want to have you pull up your pants so they can check your legs. Make sure you don't have anything like written on your body to cheat. And then some of the exams require you to do a fingerprint and a photo. Some of them don't require that. I know for AANP, they did not require a fingerprint and a photo, but ANCC, they did. And so you'll take care of all that stuff. If you wear glasses, they'll check your glasses, make sure there's no cameras in there. And then you can bring, if you want to, personally for me, I wear contacts. But I wear blue light glasses because when I look at the computer screen, it gives me really bad headaches. So I was able to wear blue light glasses into the exam, and they look at the frames, make sure you're not going to be cheating with any kind of sneaky cameras or anything like that. So after that's all situated, they'll walk you to your cubby where you'll have your computer, which is already it's already up and running, logged in for you. At your cubby, there's typically headphones, like noise canceling headphones for you to put in, or earplugs. A couple places have the earplugs. Typically, there'll be like a box of tissues. Sometimes they give you some mints. And they'll also give you a piece of scratch paper. At some sites, I got a piece of scratch paper and a pencil. At other sites, I got like this laminated thing with like a black dry erase marker. Not ideal, but it is what it is. You just take it and be happy. And my So they put you in your cubby, and then the proctor makes sure you can access your test, and then you're off to the races. So once you get logged in, they give you a tutorial. You have 25 minutes for the tutorial, and it just basically goes through, you know, to make sure you know exactly what to do, how to answer the questions. There's different methods to do, like highlighting and strikeout. And so definitely go through the tutorial to make sure you don't miss anything silly. Once you're done with the tutorial, before you click into the exam, I highly suggest you take that scratch paper and you just vomit your brain on the scratch paper. Anything you can think of, you just want to boop, 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 boop. As soon as it's like fresh in your brain, you just want to put it on the paper. That way there, once it's on the paper, you can be like, okay, now I can just kind of get that off my brain, and if I need to refer back to it, it's right there in front of me. And also, you're fresh, you're not tired yet. So if you are like on question 115, you're gonna be tired. And if you're trying to recall something silly that you know, but you just can't think of it because you're tired, if it was already on your paper when your brain was fresh, then you'll be so happy that it's there. So I highly suggest that. So you'll go through your exam, There's no clocks in the room. There's no clock on the computer that you can see. However, there is a timer at the very top of the screen that will keep track to let you know how much longer you have to complete your exam. So, and then once you're finished with your exam, sometimes it will tell you immediately if you pass or fail. Other times they'll say, submitting your exam, and we'll email you with your results. And my personal experience, I took NCLEX like a long time ago, so we got our results like in the snail mail. It was absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so these days I believe they tell you like right off the bat, like if you passed or failed, but if not right off the bat, then shortly thereafter. When I took AANP, they told me immediately at the end if I passed or failed. Like I said in my previous video, I failed the first time, but I passed the second time. And then for my ANCC, I took it once and passed. And at the end of that, they were like, oh, uploading your exam, we'll email you. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, Jesus. But they sent me an email like 3 minutes later. I didn't check it until I left the testing site and got out to my car, but it was very, very, very quick. So I was able to celebrate in the parking lot in my car before I drove home. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any other questions, leave comments. Go ahead and like my video, subscribe to my channel, All Things Nurse, for that real life nurse advice. Thanks, guys.